Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. And today I am going to be showing you how to make a card that will help you use up your stash of DSP. I hear that all the time. When people sign up for my newsletter, my email mailing list, I send them a couple of quick questions, and the response I get back, what do you need help with, is how do I get through all of my designer series paper? Because I love it, but I have a lot of it. So I keep my eyes open for that, and I am going to pass along this card that I received yesterday, actually, and it opens up like that, and it uses essentially half a sheet of designer series paper. There's a little bit of offcuts, but that is what you are going to wind up using, which is great. I do not have this paper. I am going to use some out of the Mega Pack Delightfully Eclectic, because I still have a lot of that. And it's got some fun patterns, and it's going to be fun to play with some colors. So I've got stuff ready to go to make 5 different ones of these during our session today. So let's see how we go. And that's one of the things too, is that this is a great one to easily prep to bulk create. So I'll show you this one again. I got a whole nice little note in there. This was a thank you for a birthday card I sent last month. Love getting boomerang cards, we call those. Yeah, so we'll get started on my blog post, my very next blog post, which will be linked in this video. I will have all the measurements. I know how to do it for metric, and by the time I post, I will know how to do it for inches. So don't worry about capturing those here. They will be on my blog and easy for you to recreate. So yeah, let's get started. I'm going to start with this one because it's pretty straightforward. I like most of these patterns. I won't say I like all of them. I really like this one, and it's got this grid on the back. So this, you cut it to size. To bulk create, I picked out my papers, cut them to size, and then I bulk cut. They're all going to have this white one, so I bulk cut 5 of those. There's no thought in that. You just set up and go. And then figured out which colored cardstocks I was going to use and cut those. So really, once you have your cutting dimensions and scoring dimensions, the thinking part, the hard part is really over. You just have to sit down and do them. So let me bring in my little cheat sheet here so I know where I'm scoring. I want it to be there. So the key thing with these scores is to get them as straight as you can so that when you fold it, the accordion pleats nicely. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. 8.8. And then 2.5. This little one, it could be easier, I'll show you on another one, to flip it around and do it on this side of the, oh, well, you can't see anything. You need to tell me that. Yeah, so I've done my scores. I'm going to set this aside, and we will start folding now. I want that to be as accurate as possible because this will be seen. Make sure you can see here. I can see it's a little bit crooked, even though I really felt like I tried to get it super, super straight. So I can, in fact, if you want to be persnickety like me, there we go, that's better. Okay, so that is going to go onto this base like this. And I chose the crushed curry because I wanted a contrast with this Misty Moonlight. And there's crushed curry on these lines. So that's going to go on there. And then this rule here is fresh freesia. And I'm going to put that on there. So let's get this glued on. And I said we were going to do these 5 and they were going to be quick and easy. And I am going to hold myself to that. So we're going to try to get that on there straight. Ha. This week, I feel like I keep saying all my weeks are crazy. This week really is. Glenn was in Sydney. He was out of the house for like 30 hours. In Sydney, he led a symposium on business and climate change. And then he was back late last night, got home like just after 11, I think. Okay, this I'm going to try to center in here. I've been dealing with, we now have 2 dogs because we have Charlie, who's being assessed for seeing eye dog breeder, which is something I chose, completely on me. I chose it. But I didn't quite realize that the first week we had it was going to be so crazy. And then it's on stage starting Thursday afternoon. Have some meetups with some people all the way to Saturday night. And Glenn, back from Sydney, but something every night the rest of the week. So there you go. Okay, I'm going to pull in, what are we going to do for the tag? I think we'll pull in some crushed curry. Find it here. I'm going to use this sentiment, sending you lots of love and hugs from Heartfelt Hexagons. And one reason I did that is because it's got a punch, and punches are much faster than dies. Hi, Christine. Hi, Mom. And then that's going to go on there. You can use full size or mini dimensionals. I just grabbed whatever was closer. Go and find something to I'm going to think about embellishments, but I will come back for that. Next one. Again, I'm using all papers from Delightfully Eclectic. So like I said, I had cut it, and now I am going to score it, and I will have all of these scoring dimensions and cutting dimensions on the blog. And then this is what I was talking about. This 2.5 is a little bit hard to see under there, but it's easy to do over here. So I just flip the paper around to be able to get it here. And when I say it's easier, it's because you can have all of this against that top bar and it's less likely to pivot. It's easier to see and work over there. So once again, we've got that way and that way and this way. And I wanted to have, once again, they're doing something outside that's making a noise. I'm sure you guys can't hear it, but I can. And I forgot to put a reminder to everybody in the States. You guys change times. Many of you change times. I did not yet. And with everything that's been going on, I forgot to do a reminder for you guys to double check the time. So I think that's why a couple of regulars are not here this morning. That's okay. They'll figure it out. Okay, so that's going to go on there. Crazy, crazy colors in a lot of ways, but that's okay. That in the center. This one I thought it'd be fun to bring in the green out of here. And, oh man. Did you see me doing that? Okay, do you know how to take care of that? Yep, it's a time change. Sorry, you guys changed really early. Okay, we're gonna fix this. If you do not have an adhesive eraser, you should definitely invest in one for things like this. Gonna let that dry just a little bit more. We're gonna come back and fix that. Okay, yell louder next time when you see me doing something silly. Here's another fun paper. So, here we go. And I'm really trying to make sure that's very square. And this is the one that usually gives me trouble. So let's see here. Up against that, double checking it top and bottom. Let's see how we did this time. Oh, well, this would be one. Oh, no, we're okay. Thought we did it upside down. I didn't. We're good. Sleep hasn't been such a good thing here. Like I said, he was traveling and got home really late, which means I wasn't sleeping as I should when he got home, and yeah. So this one has a bunch of Night of Navy, so that's what I'm using for the background. It's got Night of Navy in the flowers and also, again, the fresh freesia. So the fresh freesia, it's going to work because of that. So let's see if I can get the gluing right this time. So I think tonight, well, I'm not going anywhere tonight. I may go to bed right after I eat some supper tonight because I've got several really busy days coming up. Okay, into the center here, glued all the way around. Okay, just on half. And I'm lining it up with the same margin all the way around. Inside that pierced bit there. If you want to know how I'm seeing where to put it. There we go. See, now that opens the way it's supposed to. I'm going to clean off my stamp. I think maybe we'll do this one in Night of Navy. Lots going on, yeah. And then tomorrow, before I do on-stage stuff, I have to take Nicole to meet up with 1 or 2 possible assistance dogs and trainer for a couple of hours. Well, the meeting will be for a couple hours, and there's, you know, all told, there's like 40 minutes or so of travel time each way from her place, and I have to get to her place to start with. So yeah, it's just all on. So I'm just lining up in there, and one of the things you can do is you can hold that cardstock by pushing down part way on your punch, and then let up just a tiny bit to be able to nudge it a little bit more, and then punch it out. So very rarely do I use my punch that way. It's almost always this way, so I can see what I'm lining up. And again, let's find some, I don't know why I want the bigger ones, but they just seem to be better. I can just do 2 of them that way. That's one thing. And again, we will come in with some embellishments later. Okay, back to this one that I put the glue all the way around the rectangle instead of just on the side. Bring in this adhesive eraser. And I know it looks worse before it gets better, but be able to get all of that off. Basic white has a nice smooth finish on it that makes that pretty easy to do. There we go. Not a problem. This one you have to be a little more careful because it's a bit more fibrous and it's more likely to tear up the cardstock finish. So I usually get it pretty good. And then if, you know, you're still going to see it if you're actually looking for it. What I will often do is bring in my embossing buddy and just give it a little tap. And the powder on there will stick to the adhesive and neutralize it. So what I was trying to do when I did that before was figure out what color to make. And I think I'm going to go back to the crushed curry. I think that's going to be big enough. Yep. I go to my scrap box. I keep a little basket on my craft desk that's just got all kinds of white scraps in it because I'm always reaching for white to stamp on. Clean that off. I don't have my, I didn't get a chance to wet down my chamois, so I'm using this is just water in a spray bottle. This happens to be a lens cleaner bottle that I rinsed out really well, and a microfiber cloth, and that works just fine. So I'm taking advantage of this to play with a bunch of colors. In a fun way. There we go. Next, this has these swans on this side and X's on that side. Bring my paper trimmer back in. Again, I find it easier to do it over here, so I flip it around. There we go. The beaks on the swans are in Calypso Coral, so that's what I've chosen to use for my mat. One of the exciting things that happens at this onstage convention I'm going to is we get to see the new annual catalog that goes live for customers on the 1st of May, I think. We'll get a chance to do all demonstrators will get to do a pre-order starting April. And those of us who go to on stage will get to do, they call it a product purchase premiere, PPP, for the next few days during and after the on stage. So we're all very excited to see that. That'll probably be Friday. We'll get our catalogs. So again, adhesive just on one side. Flip that up, aligning it evenly within the pierced border there. And set it down and then move it. That's why we love our liquid glue. There we go. And I think we're going to go with Calypso Coral again. I'll hold down a little bit to scrap. Okay. going to come in here. All of a sudden I can't see straight. There we go. That's pretty fun. That was 4, this is 5. And that's got flowers on that side and little dots on that side. I think that's how we're gonna go. So, if I were truly doing bulk, I would probably do all of the scoring, and then I would do all of each step probably, because that's truly the fastest way to do it, instead of shifting steps and making one card at a time. So let's see how this one goes. Now, I do think there are some papers out there that the patterns or the colors on each side just totally don't work together. You know, these are eclectic and they're kind of fun, the ones I picked to go together, but there are some out there that just absolutely won't work. So you'll have to be choosy. But for those that it does work, it's a fun fold that's quick and easy and appealing. I think you get a lot of bang for your buck out of this one. Okay, and probably again, I think crushed curry. I could do crushed curry, or I could do blue. What do you think? Crushed curry or Misty Moonlight for the sentiment. Do, 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 do. My voice is bad today. Play the Jeopardy song. Clean off my stamp while I wait for you guys to weigh in. The blue. Gladys is the blue. Okay, last one. Then we just need to figure out embellishments. Good call, Gladys. I like the blue. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to use some of these wild wheat crushed curry. Close enough. I hope these carry over to the next catalog. These have been one of my favorite embellishments this year. There we go. I think that works nicely. Come here. This one I'm going to use some classic matte dots in the white. Oh, come on. I think this one needs a new sticky tip. Fortunately, I have them. Here we go. I have a bunch of older sequins. That are calypso corally, iridescent-y. That's pretty cool. Okay. Tinsel Gem 3-pack with some these are Misty Moonlight. That's okay. I think we're going to use them anyway. There we go. And maybe we'll do some Misty Moonlight on this one too. How about a bigger one down here? Oh, come on. Ugh. That sticky tack stuff has stuck to the adhesive. You're not supposed to do that. There we go. Okay, now you get a lesson in how to swap these out. That just comes out and gets tossed. And you should have gotten 2 of those when you bought your Take Your Pick. And the new one just goes right in. And to get a little more putty, like that's probably dry from being stored. So take that little plug off and then just give it a little twist. You'll see the sticky tack starts coming out there. We'll see if that's going to work better. Yep. Perfect. Okay, so let me get these embellishments out of the way. And we'll take a quick review of 5 of these. 3. 4 and 5. And they open up like so. You could do whatever sentiment and shape you wanted on there. Here's the one I did, proof of concept, before I came on with you guys. I used some of the, what is it, softly stippled designer series paper from Celebration. So really, I now have 6 more cards to add to my stash for under an hour and a half, including figuring out where she did the scores for my first one. So I hope you like that. I hope you will give it a try. I will have all the measurements, like I said, up on the blog post that goes along with this video. nancysniftynotes.com is where you will find it. And I will see you back, should be same time, same place next week. And I will probably be showing you the fun things that I did on stage. So I hope you'll join me. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.